Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and before we get started, let's get the shout out of the way. Today's shout out goes to Jacob Demolition Guy. I think he meant Demolition Guy. Jacob Demolition Guy was first to say first in one of his recent videos, and thus wins this shout out, so congratulations. Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here, and I have a really neat review for you today. This is the Xiaomi Fimi A3. Now, what's so special about the Fimi A3? Why am I interested in it? Well, for one thing, it's a drone, a brushless motor drone, with a 1080p camera, with a 2-axis gimbal. Now, there's something special in addition to that. This 1080p camera, in addition to having a 2-axis mechanical gimbal, it also uses 3-axis image stabilization. So it should lead to some pretty smooth video. I'm hoping this is going to provide pretty smooth video, but we'll find out when we fly it. Other things special about it is its controller. If you notice on its controller, it has a monitor. This is actually a video monitor that can view video FPV feed from the drone. What's special about the FPV video feed? Well, it is 5.8 gigahertz analog FPV video. What that means, folks, is you don't need to use your smartphone with this. You don't need to worry about having 802.11 AC Wi-Fi capable phone. That's not applicable to this. In fact, the video from this is, since it's analog FPV on 5.8 gigahertz, you can actually use racing goggles to view the video while you're flying if you wish, or use the monitor that comes with it. Other things about it, the camera properties can be edited through the menu of the controller. And we're going to go over that here shortly, but that means you can actually fine-tune that camera to do what you want it to do. You don't normally see that on other drones in this price range. Now, this price range is under $300. This is a drone that's going to be in the under $300 range. There are others that people are going to want to compare this to, but I don't do comparisons, folks. I just provide it. Here's the way it is out of the box. Leave it for you guys to compare it to others and what you think. Now, another thing is, this records the video, the 1080p video, directly to a microSD card on board the aircraft. And that microSD card is right here in the back of the drone. Right there. A lot of people are wondering where that is. I had a hard time finding it myself, so that's where you put the SD card, right there, folks. It slides in the back, just in front of where you slide in the battery to this particular drone. Now, it's a dual microSD card. What does that mean? That means you get to record your FPV video also. And the card for recording the FPV video is in the belly of the controller right there. So that's pretty neat too, folks. I saw the quality of this, and it's actually not bad quality, what it records in. Okay, the other things that you get in this box include this battery. This is a 3S 2000 milliamp hour LiHV battery. That means you can charge this up to, what does it say maximum voltage is? 12.75 volts. That's 0.15 volts higher than your normal 12.6 volt LiPo. Unfortunately, the charger that you get with this is only capable of recording up to 4.20 volts per cell, which means 12.6 volts max voltage. So you're not going to get the full potential or full amount of power that you normally would get from this battery to be able to fly it. So expect to get slightly shorter flight times than you could possibly get with this, unless they come up with another controller for this that can charge LiHV. Now, the way this is charged, you get this balance cable that plugs into the battery right here in this slot right there in the top there, and then you plug this balance lead into your charger that's provided. But if you have a LiHV charger that can charge through the balance port, consider using that. You can get the maximum and then put the maximum power that you can into this battery. Again, the charger that's provided with this drone doesn't allow you to charge all the way up to the top voltage of this LiHV battery. Other things you get in the box is the instruction manual. It's actually somewhat basic instruction manual, just enough to get you into the air. There are more detailed instruction manuals available online. I'll try to include a link to them for this drone, for all the features of the drone. I would recommend going to that one. This one here is just very, very basic, just enough to get you into the air. Now let's go over the controller. Let's take a closer look at this controller. This is where the meat of the system is built into this controller. And actually, let me take my glasses off so I can see it better up close. The controller, you have a switch, your on-off switch is right here. You activate it by holding it down. You can fly this in GPS mode or slide it to the left and put it in sport mode. Now, there are two versions of sport mode that you're going to have to get access to the menu to turn them on. One, if you can fly it with a GPS, you can fly at 10 miles per hour in GPS mode, but in sport mode with GPS, you can, not 8 miles per hour, kilometers per hour. If you slide it to the left, you can take it up to 18 kilometers per hour while in GPS mode. If you go to attitude hold mode without GPS, you probably go even higher, but they didn't state how fast you can go with this particular drone. Other things on the other controls on this, return to home button here, your menu button. We're going to go over that here shortly. I'm going to turn this on and give you some ideas of how this works. You got your pitch or your throttle, yaw, pitch, and roll stick. This left slider on the left is for controlling the gimbal up and down. The one on the right is for your do-it-yourself mode, along with this button here. And I'm going to show you what I mean by do-it-yourself mode here shortly. But in the left button here on this is for the camera, taking a photo or holding it down and taking a video. Now, DIY mode, what is that? On the bottom of your drone, right here, and see if I can get my fingernails under there. Probably can't. Hold on, folks. Okay, under this rubber mat here, which is hard to get up without fingernails, is a DIY port. What that means is you can insert a power plug in here and a control plug in here, and this will allow you to control optional devices like servos, or they talk about fireworks. Added devices that you want to throw onto this quadcopter, you could do it and control them through this scroll wheel here and this button here. But right now, the way it is in default, the scroll wheel here is for adjusting settings or parameters on your camera. And let's talk about setting different parameters by turning this controller on. I want to show you these menus. So let's turn it on. And this is the screen. I'm not connected to the drone right now, but the way this works is if you want to enter into the menus of this, let's see if I can bring it up closely. You push this toggle button to the left, and that brings up your menus. You have smart flight modes, which you can select through this. Let's enter in there. You got return to home, auto takeoff, auto landing, orbit. You got follow me. You got selfie mode, which is droney. I like that. I'm going to try that today. Headless mode, fixed wing mode, where the drone will just fly forward until you tell it to stop, giving smooth forward flight, and exit smart flight. So we're out of there. To exit this, you just click to the left again. Camera settings, it has a lot of detailed camera settings which you can adjust in this. Let's go into that menu again and show you that. Left, camera settings, select, and you got video resolution. Right now I got it set to 1080p, 30 frames per second. The other options for this are 25 frames per second, but I don't want to use that. And you can set picture quality, EV, ISO, shutter speed, saturation, contrast, TF card capacity, and formatting of the TF card on the drone. And you can reset the default parameters. That's the camera settings. GPS mode settings, I keep doing that, include, you can adjust the parameters. Most of these are geofence parameters, along with speed parameters that you can adjust on the drone. But let's come out of that. Wireless video channel settings. This is your FPV settings. You can change the frequencies and the bands of the FPV in here. Right now I got set to band A. And flight mode settings. This is where you select sport mode or altitude hold mode. Sport mode is on. I want to set that to off. I'm not going to be... Yeah, we'll leave it in sport mode. What the hey. Okay. Coming out of that. And custom settings. You can adjust, you can set settings for the right dial and the stick modes. Right now, let's set that. But if you want to use this for DIY settings, you want to select PWM, so you can use that for other things than what it is right now. Also, you can set the mode 1 and mode 2 there in the custom settings. And going down, calibration. This one here is hidden, and you have to slide down to get to it. It's a very important one, though, is the calibration. Why is that? You're going to need to do a compass calibration, especially once you get this straight from China. And this is where you do it, in this menu here, folks. So always make sure to do your compass calibration, especially after you get this for the first time. And if you lose track, or if this loses bind with the drone, you do that through the menus here in RC pairing. So we're going to come out of this now. That's the menu. Again, this screen records, the FPV video records to a microSD card. You don't get the same look as this, but you do get telemetry information when you record to that microSD card. However, when you're flying with the goggles, you do not see the you do not see the telemetry information. So keep that in mind. If you're planning to fly this with the goggles, you don't get the telemetry information on your goggles, but you do get them on this screen. So that's the drone. Let's take it out in the field, see how it works. So hope you enjoy this flight. Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and we're at one of my favorite flying spots out here in the Spangler Hills OHV area. Okay, to fire this up. Fire it up, it's simple. You just plug in the battery and then push on the back button once, and then second time and hold it down until you hear that. And you got lights, and then you put it on the flat level surface. And then we turn on the transmitter, which will bind it to the drone and also raise our antennas. And right now it's going through a pre-flight checklist, and it's warming up too. System preheating is on. While I'm here, let's start the video recording on this screen by pressing on this 5-way switch, they call it, and that should start the recording. Actually, break out of that. I guess we got to do our compass calibration first. So we're going to scroll down to compass or to calibration settings, and then push left. Let's do it again. System is, you got to wait. It says system preheating, please wait. So you got to wait until that preheating is done before you can actually do the calibration. System preparing. Good takeoff. Now we're going to try it again. So going back into the menus by pressing to the left, going down to calibration to the left. Oh, let's try it again. Going down to calibration, selecting calibration. There we go. Selecting again by pressing compass calibration. What? Compass calibration. And compass calibration. Press OK to calibrate. Okay, so here we go. We got to go counterclockwise, folks, and you got to go kind of fast counterclockwise for it to take. And rotating like so. And now we got to go vertically. Lights are blinking. Left rear is blinking. So rotating, and there you go. You got to go fast in this particular drone for these compass calibrations. So putting the drone down back on a flat level surface. So we're calibration success. Press any key to exit, and we're going to exit out. We're done with that. Okay, we have 9 satellites. I need more than that. I don't feel happy taking off unless I got a lot more than 9 satellites, but it's still initializing. I'm going to go put on my goggles. We're going to get ready for flight. So hold on, folks. Okay, now I got 15 satellites. How do you like my shirt today, folks? Okay, before we go, let's start the camera on the drone. Camera's recording on the drone. Let's start the camera on the card for the recorder. And that's recording too. And we should be ready to take off here. I'm going to go into the menus. We're going to do automatic takeoff. There's the drone's over there. So, and going down into Smart Flight and selecting auto takeoff and hitting OK. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're looking for any toilet bowl effect where it's circling, and actually it seems to be holding its position rather well. Okay, and everything's recording. FPV's recording, the camera's recording. I am going to put on my goggles, and I'm going to be flying FPV while my wife will be acting as my observer, FPV observer. Now, with these type of goggles, I can actually still see what's going on the screen, and while also flying FPV at the same time. So I'm turning to the left, and we're going to push forward and odd bind and head to those trains off in the distance. Well, these Viper goggles work well with this, but I'm also seeing this also well on the little screen. Not as clear as on the Viper goggles, though. And right now I'm out at a distance of, where's the distance on this? 65 meters at a height of 4 meters. I'm going to go a bit higher. I'm going to go to about 15 meters up. I'm going up and out. Up and out. 100 meters up or out. 15 meters up, stopping the climb. Continuing outbound. Still looking good on the screen. And we are at 177 meters. Still got good reception on my screen and also on the screen of the controller. So, you know, I'm okay. I got a little bit of fuzziness on the controller screen. I am going to try to aim the antennas a little bit better. And also I'm going to go up a bit higher too to improve that reception. Hopefully. And pushing out again. Okay, we are at 258 meters up. 276 meters out. 290, 300, and getting closer to the train. Altitude 23 meters. Bring up a little bit higher to get rid of the fuzziness. Okay, we are altitude of 27 meters. Let's take it up to over 30. And we are 388 meters out, getting close to the train. Now I'm going to lower the gimbal a bit to see the train a little bit better. And I'm not going to go across the train because I have to get around that train to get back to the drone if the drone ends up on the other side of that train. We're going to come up to the train, just short of the train, and see what the distance is there. Lowering the gimbal more. This is actually working very nicely, folks. I like it. I like what I'm seeing here on my goggles and on the screen too. So we are now 471 meters out, 29 meters height. Battery power... still looking good in battery power. Turning to the right slowly. Yeah, let's go down the line of trains. Let's raise up the gimbal too. Okay, gimbal up, pushing up, raising the gimbal so I can see down the line of trains. And let's go down this line here. Oh, too far to the left, too far to the left. I want to stay close to the road there so I can find this if I need to. And pushing forward. Here we go. Okay, we are 470 meters and heading outbound. Going out a little bit faster this time, pushing forward a little bit harder. This is working nicely, folks. This analog FPV must be very powerful analog FPV for it to be working this well. 475 meters out, still no fuzziness. Well, okay, getting a little fuzzy on my controller screen, but I still got it. Okay, and getting a little fuzzy on my goggles. We are at 476 meters out, going outbound farther. Trying to adjust my head so that the antennas on my FPV goggles are working well. But yeah, I'm still getting it on the controller too, still getting reception. Staying over the road, trying to. Can I make it to the end of the train is the question. Oh, how far are we? I'm going to stop at about 500 meters, a little over 500 meters. We'll stop it because that's good enough for me, folks. Some people like to go out to a kilometer. That's not me. But we'll go a little farther just to see if can I make it to the edge of the train? I'm curious. 521 meters out. This is working excellent. And yeah, I can make it to the end of the train. How far away is the end of the train? Well, apparently about 550 meters or so. Okay, we're 552 meters. 560. Okay, and then coming back again. Turning to the right. And I hear a helicopter. So we're going to come down lower, actually. If that helicopter gets louder, I'm going to start heading back toward me. I'm losing some FPV there. Pushing forward, coming to the right. And that's the dry lake bed. This lake bed, again, this fills up with so many RVs on the weekend, folks. I mean, it's full of RVs. And these hills are just full of motorcycles on the weekend. This FPV is working very well. And with my goggles, it makes this an enjoyable flyer. This is the way they should all be, to tell you the truth, folks. All these Wi-Fi flyers, just annoy the heck out of me because there's always a problem with the Wi-Fi, some issue. And if you lose the Wi-Fi signal, you lose video signal entirely. You don't do that with analog. That's why analog's a better idea, in my opinion, for FPV. You get fuzziness when you're getting a little too far out, but you don't lose the picture. That's my battery power. Apparently still good. Okay, going off into this area here. Exploring over here. Let's take a look. Oh, what is that over there? That's one of the camping areas, I believe. Another camping area. Let's lower the gimbal to see it a bit. Coming up on it. I can hear it in the drone. It makes a weird noise. Whoa, 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 whoa. But the camera looks excellent on mine, on my view. Let's go down lower. Let's see if we can do a low exploration of this campground. Coming down. Sliding to the left, sliding to the left. I can do that. This is a Gimbal drone. Coming up to the, what is that, a fire pit? That's a fire pit. And raising the camera back up again. Let's fly back toward us now because I want to try the other features of this drone. Well, we got battery power. It's a long flight, folks. That was a long distance flight in terms of distance traveled. Coming back, and then I'm going to take off the goggles and we're going to try these other features. Hold on. And I'm going to take the hat back from the wife too at the same time. So let's plop it down here. You know what I haven't tried yet? I haven't tried the return to home landing. So before we do that, let's go over here. Let's pick up some speed. Go off to a distance of a couple hundred meters or so. 57 meters. 100 meters. Oh, this one is nice. This is a nice FPV Explorer. I like it, with my goggles especially. Okay, we'll plop it right there. We are 260 meters away. Hitting the return to home. Automatic return to home. And let's see what it does. It's climbing. It's climbing. And how high does it climb? Probably 30 meters. Yep, 30 meters. And let's see when the distance starts decreasing. Distance is decreasing, so it's heading back. Can I change the yaw while it's coming back? Let's see if we can do that. Just yaw to the right. Can we look around while it's coming back? Yes, we can. So while it's doing its return to home, you can take a look around the area. Pretty darn neat. And I am going to take off my goggles now, and then I'm going to switch to the camera while it's coming down. Thanks, son. Now I'm the cameraman. Let me make sure it's centered on my head. Okay, centered on my head. Let's see how accurate this return to home and landing is. I'm not sure if I'm going to let it go all the way to the ground. I don't want to get, it looks like it might hit dust, but what the hey, let it land. Let's see it do its job. I'll get in the camera. And as it's coming down, there I am. How do you like my shirt today, folks? And that landing's not too bad, about a meter off. Okay, next thing we'll try, let's try some of these advanced features on this drone. Putting it back on its pad and stopping the video. Let's stop the video. Photo success. And stopping the video. And oh, apparently it stopped video by itself somewhere right there. I don't know why, but we'll stop the video again. Okay, let's take off again and try some of the other features. Okay, automatic takeoff is, got to go into the menus through that automatic. Let's see if we can do manual takeoff. Down and in, down and out, Apparently not. Okay, let's go into the menus. Smart flight, auto takeoff activated, hit OK. Taking off. Let's start the video camera one more time, holding the button. Video camera's recording in my goggles, or on the monitor screen. And let's try some of the features. Okay, let's go into the menus. Click left, smart flight, selecting, and let's try orbit first. Orbit flight. Use the pitch roll stick to adjust it. Okay, it's going up. And it's orbiting. Actually, you got to tell it to orbit. Let's go that way. Now you can adjust. Okay, let me lower the gimbal too so you can see me. And get into the center of orbit. But you can adjust this radius of orbit and the altitude of orbit too, by the throttle and pulling out the pitch roll stick. Like so. So I'm going around in circles in orbit mode. Some people like this type of feature. I'd say, Okay. Orbit flying mode, and we're going to stop the orbit there. Low battery flight controller. Please land ASAP. I charged this thing up, but we're not going to land just ASAP because we're flying close. Okay, stopping the auto orbit, and we're going to switch to, let's try a different feature. Follow me. Hitting OK. Okay, I guess we got to come out of orbit first. Please exit intelligent flight mode before proceed. Okay. Going into smart flight. And try and follow me. How do you exit intelligent flight mode? Maybe pressing that button there. Okay, I pressed the home button. I guess that brought it out. Okay, follow me. Smart flight. Going down to follow me. Selecting follow me. Okay, and hitting OK. Let's see if it does it. I'm in follow me mode. And the drone is following. Can I bring it down lower? Can I bring it in closer while it's following me? To adjust that distance of following? Apparently you can. So this is follow me with the drone. It's doing a good job. Let's see if I can get it even closer. You know, for people who want to do that, if you sync it up like so. But the follow me does work. I'm walking toward it now. I'm walking to the left. I'm walking to the right. I'm walking toward it. And then running back. So the follow me on this works very well, folks. Very well indeed. So let's come out of that. And okay, and starting the video. The video keeps stopping on my controller, so I don't know how well the controller readings are going to come. And the wind's picking up here too, folks. So let's go back into smart flight. Try another feature. Follow me. Selfie mode. I guess it's droney. Let's try it. Selecting, hitting OK. And what is selfie mode? Okay, I think we got to come out of follow me first by a quick press of the home button. Let's go back in there again, into the menu, smart flight, and going down to follow me, selfie mode, and then hit adjust camera to make sure the target, that's me, and then hitting OK. And what's it do? Okay, let's try that again. Hitting smart flight, going down to selfie. Selecting selfie. Adjust the camera to make sure the target's focused, make sure the field is open. Short press the home button to exit this mode. Okay. And then hit OK. And what's it doing? It's doing a low battery landing, so that's it, folks. Low battery flight controller landing automatically. I'm not seeing low battery on my flight controller. I didn't realize it. But I did charge that flight controller. That charger was fully charged. So I don't know if it's a low battery of the drone or low battery of the controller, but one of these is low battery. Actually, they're both low battery. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, let me stop the video recordings. Make sure they did stop. And stopping the recording on this. And let's turn this off. Turn off the drone. So that's its flight time, folks. It lands itself, by the way. Quick press, long press to turn this off. And the long press of the controller to turn the controller off. So that is the first flight of the Fimi. It's actually a pretty darn neat concept, in my opinion, folks. You have a 2-axis stabilized gimbal with 1080p camera, along with electronic image stabilization to go with that camera to make it even more stable, the video. Hope that video came out nice. We're going to find out here in post-production. But again, first flight of the Fimi, I'll probably be doing more. So I hope you enjoyed this flight. This is Quadcopter 101, signing out. Hi, Quadcopter 101 here again. Hey, if you want to get your own shout out in one of my future videos, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It's real simple. Just go to my channel page and click on that subscribe. And also make sure to click that bell button right next to the subscribe button. That way you get notified when I release a brand new video immediately and give you a chance to get that first shout out. So give it a try, folks.